All right, let's look at number 1. Or sorry, it starts at number 17 because this is a star released passage. So this was an actual part of a STAR test, and this passage started on question number 17. Question number 17 says, how should sentence 3 be changed? Remember, when we see changed, we need to underline it, and we're underlining our sentence that we're going back to. Okay, this is asking us to make changes, so we are going to go back into the passage and make these changes. Before we do that, we need to go back to sentence 3 and see if we can find the mistake for ourselves, because that will help us find the answer choice that matches what we think. So let's go back to sentence number 3. I was so bad that I figured the coach wouldn't care if I got bored at practice and lay down in the outfield. I was so bad that I figured the coach wouldn't care if I got bored at practice and lay down in the outfield. If it doesn't come right out and bite you, that's okay. We're going to look at our answer choices, but if you do see it, it will help you answer the answer choice that matches what you think. A says, change coach to coach. Change coach to coach. So what's the difference between these two? This one has a capital C. This one has a lowercase c. So it's capitalized in the passage, and it wants us to change it to lowercase. So let's go back and find the word coach in sentence 3. Oh, I forgot to underline sentence 3. I need to underline it so we can go back and find it easily. Okay, here's the word coach. Above it, I'm going to write coach with a lowercase c. So why would we need to capitalize a word in the middle of the sentence? We would capitalize it if it is a proper noun, the name of a person, place, thing, or animal. Okay, this is a type of person, place, thing, or animal. This is a type of person, just like a teacher is a type of person, or a firefighter is a type of person, police officer is a type of person. A coach is a type of person, not the name of a person. So we would not need to capitalize the word coach here. So this is probably going to be our answer choice. We need to double check and make sure that the other ones are not our answer choices. B says change bored to board, board to board. Okay, so let's go back and make that change, and then we'll talk about that spelling, because this one would be a spelling rule. Okay, if you get bored, this one, okay, to this one. All right, so let's talk about this. OR is a vowel team. Okay, if you have a vowel team with the controlled R, we're talking about that this week. You do not need to double the consonant before you add ed. Okay, this is the way we spell board. Okay, with one R. We do not need to double the consonant in this word. Another way that you can do this is you can use the dictionary app. It's dictionary.com. Go and look up the spelling for both of these and see which definition fits. Okay, one of these might not be in the dictionary. All right, this is already correct. This one is not. Okay, look up dictionary.com and type in these two words and see which one is the correct word to use in that sentence. C says, insert a comma after practice. Insert a comma after practice. On number 7, I'm just going all out of order here. On sentence 3, insert a comma after practice. It's telling us that it needs a comma right here. So this is a comma. This makes a comma conjunction. Remember, and is a fanboy. It's a conjunction. We use comma conjunctions to connect two complete sentences. And I like to use the rhyme complete on the left, complete on the right. Comma conjunction, they never have to fight, because complete sentences, when we just glue them together, fight each other. That's called a run-on sentence. So in order to glue them together to make one compound sentence, we use a comma conjunction. But you have to check and see if the left-hand side is a complete sentence and the right-hand side is a complete sentence. So let's double check with that. I know that I was so bad that I figured the coach wouldn't care if I got bored at practice. That is complete. So the left side of my comma conjunction is complete. Let's see if the right side is complete. I know that lay down in the outfield. Okay, lay is my verb. It does not have a subject that goes with it. So this is an incomplete or a fragment. Okay, so this is not complete. So if I have complete on the left and a fragment on the right, we don't need this comma conjunction. We just need the conjunction. The comma would make it a comma conjunction, which we use with compound sentences. So I would not put this comma here. Okay, and we know that we need to put a lowercase c on the word coach. So sentence 3 should not be changed is not my answer choice. A is. Okay, let's look at number 18. What change needs to be made in sentence 9? So they're asking us to make changes, so we need to go back and plug them in sentence 9. Before we look at our answer choices, let's go back and read the sentence and see if we can spot the mistake on our own. Here's sentence 9. Underline it, and let's read it. I was sure that with a little more practice, I would be catching and throwing just as good as Stan does. I was sure that with a little more practice, I would be catching and throwing just as good as Stan does. If it doesn't come right out and bite you, that's okay. We're going to look at our answer choices. F says change little to little. Little to little. So let's go back and make that change. Okay, here's the word little. Let's write it like this. This is a spelling in our cups. This is the spelling part. Okay, so they're wanting either little or little with an EL. Okay, so here's the difference. And again, you can go to dictionary.com on your iPad and look these words up to see which one fits the definition for right here. Okay. After a double consonant, you put LE if you have the ol sound on the end. Okay, so this is the correct spelling already there. This is not the correct spelling. So let's go mark this answer choice out. We're not going to change it to this. We are going to change it to that. Dictionary.com. Okay, G. Change the comma to a period. Change the comma to a period. In sentence 9, here's the comma. It wants us to change it into a period, which would separate this into two sentences. So it would have to be complete on both sides of the period. Let's check it and make sure. I know that I was sure that with a little more practice. With a little more practice, what? Does it tell us? It leaves us wanting more. This is a fragment. I know that I would be catching and throwing just as good as Stan does. This is complete. It's got a subject and a predicate. Okay, so if I put this period here, it would make an incomplete sentence right here. We don't want any incomplete sentences. That's another mistake. So we definitely would not add that comma. I says insert a comma after catching. Insert a comma after catching. And remember, insert just means put. So put a comma after catching. Here's the word catching. It wants a comma right here. So we need to ask ourselves, why is that comma going there? Oh, here is a fanboy and a comma together. We need to check if it's a compound sentence, complete on the left, complete on the right. Comma, conjunction, they never have to fight. I know that I was sure that with a little more practice, I would be catching. That's complete. I know that throwing just as good as stand does. Who's throwing? Does it tell us on this side? Doesn't tell us. This side is a fragment. We do not want fragments on either side of a comma conjunction. If it's got a fragment on one side, we don't need the comma, we just need the conjunction. So I know for sure, because I looked this up in the dictionary and I talked about comma rules for these, and I know that neither of these would need a change. So, oh, sorry, I thought this said no changes needed. Let's see, change good to well. Let's go look. Change good to well. Let's read it and see if it makes sense. I was sure that with a little more practice, I would be catching and throwing just as well as Stan does. Does Stan throw well or does he throw good? Which one would you say? Stan throws well or Stan throws good? We would say Stan throws well. And this, guys, is a usage. Using the correct or proper word, the correct word, we would say well instead of good. So J is my answer choice. All right, guys, we're going to go over the other part of our passage tomorrow and on Thursday. Next week, we're going to take another checkpoint. So you guys need to be going over these videos and really going through these practice passages so you know what to do on the real thing. I'm going to post this as a PDF in Class Kick so that you can write on it. I expect to see all of these marks. In class, I'm saying I write, you write, we write. So everything that I'm writing down, you need to be writing down as well. Okay, try to make your paper look just like mine and go through the steps that I go through as I'm going through the video. All right, guys, if you want to print off a copy, if that worked better for you last time, I can put the PDF on there where you can print it off, and then you can just take a picture and send it to me. That's fine with me too, as long as you're doing the practicing. I need for you guys to be doing the practicing at home, just like we're doing it here at school. I will see you guys tomorrow, and if you have any questions, just let me know.